everyone. So today's video is gonna be my version of a quick look. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys and tell you guys this only takes me 5 to 10 minutes, because it doesn't. It takes me like 15 to 20 minutes to do, and that's just because I do the full face, you know, foundation, concealer, contouring, highlighting, all that jazz, because I love it. But it is a more simple look. So if you're not really good at doing really dramatic eyeshadow, or if you just woke up that morning and you don't feel like, you know, busting out your whole palette of eyeshadows and creating a crazy look, then this is the way to go. I think a simple eye paired with a bold lip looks amazing. It looks put together. It looks like you spent an hour doing your makeup, but it only really took you around 15 minutes. This, without talking, does take me around, I would say, 15 minutes. Excuse my hair. It's crazy. Anyways, so yeah, it is a really kind of simple look, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and keep on watching if you want to know how to get this. I'm going to go ahead and take my foundation of choice today, and that is the Neutrogena Nourishing Won't Wear Makeup. This one is actually extremely light for me. I messed up. It's a whole story, but yeah, I'm just going to use it, and it looks fine once I put my bronzer and stuff, so don't you worry. And I hate the packaging of this because it's so thick, so it won't come out. You have to like keep on hitting your hand for hours until some product comes out. It's just ridiculous. Okay, that should be enough. So I like to kind of warm it up on my finger and on my hand before I actually apply it, and then go ahead and start dabbing it into my skin. And I start in this section because that's kind of where I have most of my freckles, and yeah. And you can obviously use a primer. I just tend to not use primer on an everyday basis. I only wear primer if it's like a special occasion or anything like that. Then I go ahead and wear a primer. But for today, where I'm just gonna go like Christmas shopping, run some errands and stuff, I don't really need it. Me and my nephew are actually gonna go and buy a turtle today, which probably sounds so random, but turtles are like my favorite animal, or what is it? I don't even know. But you can see I have a turtle like right there. I don't know if you can see it. And most of my jewelry is turtles because I'm obsessed. So we're gonna go buy one. I don't know, we just thought about it. It was kind of random. I really do like this foundation. I don't like applying it, but when you wear it for a couple of hours, it looks so beautiful on. So I'm learning to love it. And whatever is left on your hand, you can dab it wherever you need a little bit more, or you can just wipe it off. Okay, that's usually enough. Okay, Looking better already. And then whatever is kind of left on your brush, you can just go ahead and put it on your eyes. Usually I use Painterly just because that's my favorite base, but since today is a quick little get ready, just use your foundation. It's really the same thing in the end. So, okay. Let me bring my mirror a little bit closer. Okay. So now that we basically have everything we need on, we're going to go ahead and do our eyes. So, you can go ahead and grab kind of a tan, a brown color if you have. My shadow of choice is actually going to be right here, sorry. And that is Saddle. You can also use, you know, whatever shadow you have that is a brownish, tannish color, or you can also use your bronzer. Using your matte bronzer works really good as well, and I've done that before and it works fine. So all I'm going to do is work it in with a big fluffy brush, and this is actually the E40 by Sigma, which is one of my favorite blending brushes. And all I'm going to do is put my brush in, nothing too special, and then just put it in my crease. And that's really all you have to do. It's really easy, nothing too precise. Go ahead and put it in there. That's it. And then we are going to go ahead with one of these brushes. It is called a small tapered blending, and it is an E45, and all I'm going to do is take that into my highlighter, which today I'm using this Physicians Formula little box of like a ton of like it's like bronzer on one side and a highlighter on one side, and I'm just going to take the lightest color and the lightest gold color, and I'm going to blend those together, and that's going to be my eye highlight. I'm going to place it right there for some intense shimmery highlight basically. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing one more time. And I'm going to grab most of the lighter shade and then just put that in my inner corner so we can have that really bright. And then I always kind of blend it with my finger a little bit. It makes it look a lot more natural. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add some mascara, which is the most important part. Today I'm going to be using, what do I want to use? I'm going to use the CoverGirl Bloom, which is the new mascara, and I will be having a review up probably before this, maybe? I don't know, but yeah, I'm going to be using this. So yeah, I'm actually going to skip this part because this is very self-explanatory. You're just going to put mascara on your lashes basically. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so now that our lashes are coated and everything, we're going to go ahead and use concealer. So I am using the L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Concealer, and it's just been my favorite one lately, so. Basically, that's all. And again, I always warm it up in my hand. And then I'm going to dab it into my under eyes and anywhere where I want to highlight, basically. So there you go. That's usually good enough. Okay, so now to blend this all out, I'm actually using the Macro Mini Beauty Blender, I think it's called. It comes in a packet of 2, and that's what it looks like. It looks a lot smaller when you actually get it, but mine is actually already damped and ready to go because you cannot use a beauty blender dry. It's just not the same. So I'm going to go ahead and blend all my concealer out. And this works amazing. And it gets right into those corners. There you go. That's all it took. Okay, so that is what we look like, basically. I'm going to let it set for a little bit, and I'm just going to go ahead in with some bronzer. Today we're going to be using the MAC Refined Golden. This is my favorite bronzer from MAC, actually. It's like the first bronzer that I ever bought. Kind of funny. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead with my F05 by Sigma, which is just a small contour brush, so yeah. And we're going to focus it on the sides of the brush. And then we're going to bring it upwards, focusing the darkest place right here, and then blend it to the middle. Going back and intensifying that line, and then blending it out. Then going down our jawline. Like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. And then my nose, and I'm only going to do my nose down here a little bit because my nose is already kind of small, so we don't want to emphasize that too much. Like that. And then kind of connect some up here. You can use the smaller brush. I just felt lazy, so it didn't really matter. Okay, so now that we got that on, we're going to go ahead and set our under eyes, because hopefully by now it kind of set, and it's not, if you add powder when your concealer is not set, you might end up with a very cakey under eye, so we want to wait. So I'm just using my Dream Matte Powder. So everywhere where we put concealer, basically. Then we're going to go ahead with an angle brush, which I don't know if I can find mine. Okay. So whatever kind of tiny brush that you have, you can go ahead and use this. I'm using an angle an angle Sonia Kashuk brush. And I'm going back with the color Saddle. And I'm just applying it underneath the eye and kind of blending it down a little bit to add a little bit more of a smokiness to it. And at this point, you can go ahead and coat your lower lashes. I always do it after I add concealer. I just always do that. Also, you can, you know, make this your own. Do some liner, line your waterline. It is up to you. I'm not a big fan of liner most of the time, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that. So now I'm just going to add some mascara to my lower lash lines. To my lower lashes. And then one last coat to my upper lash list. Just real quick. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead with some highlight. Yeah, let's do some highlight. So I'm going to be using today the Mary Luminizer by The Balm, which is one of my favorite. It's just amazing. And I'm using my tapered highlighter brush in F35 by Sigma again. I go a tad bit overboard with highlight, but you can do it as natural as you want it. It's up to you, basically. And then I'm going to go in onto my bridge of my nose. And like I said, I do go a little bit crazy, especially around my nose. Well, not around it, on it, basically. And then whatever's left on the brush, go a little bit on your forehead, Cupid's bow, and then chin. Okay. For blush, I always do my blush after my bronzer. I really do not know why. I think it just blends a little bit nicer. And I'm going to be using Gingerly. When my braces get tightened, I have trouble like pronouncing the G's and stuff like that. I don't know. I haven't done a braces update in a while, but hopefully I'll be able to make one of my next appointment. But I still have them on, if you're wondering. And they don't hurt anymore. Only when I get them tightened. So a little bit on my nose. a little bit on my temple. Okay, and then just an overall kind of blend that you want to give, just to make sure that everything blends nicely and it all looks like one and not like contour, blush, highlight. You kind of want to blend it a tiny bit together. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead with a clean napkin and pat your lips to get off the balm that you had on. Okay, so now you want to go ahead and add some liner. So I'm actually using the Stila Long Wear Lip Liner in the color Delightful. And it looks really brown like outside, but it's actually not. It's more of like a rosy brown. But all I want to do is really shape my lips on, yeah. And the only reason that I'm doing this is because the darker, the color that's actually going to go on my lips is really dark, and if you get outside of the lines, it's going to be really hard to take off. And I'm not overlining or anything like that, because the Lord knows I cannot overline no more. My lips are fat on their own, you know. Okay. My nose is getting itchy. Okay, and then the color that we're going to go ahead and take to apply is Salem by Lime Crime, and this is one of my favorite lip products right now. I love the color so much. I'm like obsessed. It is kind of a chocolate brown, so it's not everybody's cup of tea. If you ever feel like you went outside the lines, if you smudged, anything like that, you can always take a concealer. I usually use my, if I can find it. I don't know where it is. I just use kind of a, like a pencil concealer. I don't know where it is. Just like a pencil concealer that you can go around with it to clean up anything that you might have messed up on. Since this is kind of an easy look, I'm not going to go ahead and do all of that, but if you want to do that, then go ahead and do you, honey. Do you. So that is the finished look. I'm just going to go ahead and spray some of my MAC Fix Plus. And then we are done. We're headed out the door. yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later.